Look, I know you guys have tons of questions. Does this mean that they known each other all along? Why the baby aspect in general? Is that Jude from 16 and thus this means that they share the same universe? I may not have all the answers, but I will answer. Did this start off well?
What? I finally won a Toy Crane Prize surprise!
Toy Crane Prize surprise!
I see the creators have been watching Flapjack. That show is a lot more influential than a lot of people give it credit for. This episode revolves around Owen and this insanely bouncy ball. And one thing about Total Drama that a lot of people would agree with is its sense of characterization. You have these characters that we've known for a decade, considering everyone except, yes, Jude from 16, all originated from the first season, Total Drama Island. This made me think of shows like Baby Looney Tunes, where the look changes and possibly the voices, but the personality is still there for most. Some characters, as far as episode 1 goes, seem to have a little change.
Last year alone, there were 43 crane-related deaths.
Gwen, that might be a statistic about real cranes.
The article just said cranes.
The show also took the bathroom confessional aspect and switched it to this green couch, keeping that reality show aspect in this. Now, my original statement about them eliminating babies was not true, thank the Boss Baby Lords. The show actually appears to be going in the general mayhem route. Owen talks about how he's been trying really hard to get a prize from said crane, and he got this ball. Owen goes through a dilemma. Should he bounce the ball, or should he hide it from Chef, who takes away people's toys? Also, love that subtle nod to Duncan's motivation to escape daycare.
Seriously? He just said that? I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
One thing about Total Dramarama is that most, if not all, the characters that were active in this episode seem to have their personalities set. It's not like we see any characters have one personality and then an event changes and they shift fundamentally. But wouldn't it be cool, for example, if we saw Duncan maybe nervous and a very shaky guy, and then somehow they have an arc that changes him into the Duncan that we know now, because he still gets nervous and afraid now when it comes to certain things, so it would show that he still has this inner side of him. It probably would have taken extra work, and considering the sometimes lack of backgrounds, things repeating and sometimes limited animation, I can probably see that they didn't have the biggest budget. Just a suggestion. It's not like the show should have been strapped for time. Considering the last incarnation of Total Drama, it's not like there are a million sitting on the edge of their seat for more Total Drama, but I digress.
On the one hand, Noah is right. On the other hand, Duncan is right. On the other hand... Hey! Whose hand is that?
Oh yeah, the comedy. The comedy would be great if it were 2010. Although in this episode, there are 1 or 2 jokes that really stood out. There are much funnier shows out today. And the fact that this show appears to be comedy based, that's going to be a potential problem. I'd imagine I'd be one of the very few, considering that I can see the appeal of the show being, so the first few episodes definitely will get watched, but when that's all over, I hope they have decent jokes or a good story to fall back on. Owen bounces this ball, he gets caught, and Chef, because he's only decent at his job, unlocks the code of this vault that holds the toys in front of them, causing Izzy to remember the code, and Duncan to think about the retinal scan. It only occurs to me at this point that Chef doesn't really watch them, rather he puts all the kids in a room and sort of locks them in there. I guess the true question is, where's Chris? And why is Chef the person in charge? Well, we don't know yet, to both questions.
If we work together like the best friends we are, we can reunite this beautiful, beautiful boy with the Uber ball he so rightfully deserves.
Look at her, she's like, I can see right through your BS. And he's like, will these Air Force No's get me friends? So yes, Duncan masks his intentions of leaving the daycare with helping Owen get his ball back. There's also some shots where I don't know if it's just the uncanny designs of some characters or the perspective of where we see them, but when they're front facing, it looks pretty weird. Think of it this way, do we ever see Phineas, Timmy, or Gumball front facing? Yeah, there's a reason for that.
What about the rectal scan?
Retinal is the eye, rectal is the...
But how will we open that lock?
I got one of Chef's eyes.
It was then Alpha J had to shut off his mind, for he had seen everything.
He won't know know it's gone because I stuck a big marble in its place which you can't see with his other eye.
While that may be valid, you're lucky he never went towards a mirror or, you know, anything with a reflection because, yeah, that'd be pretty easy to spot. So they go off into these vents, and I think this is a perfect time than any. The show definitely carries a what you see is what you get vibe to it. I think many episodes will be, well, this. This obviously has me speculating, but besides this daycare and that tree house outside, the episode never gives any hints or inklings that we'll have anything grander than what we see here for the next 51 episodes. Look at Apple and Onion. That first episode was grand and it taught me a lot of what I'm going to see and exceeded my expectations. The first episode of The Loud House gave me tiny inklings of what was to be and exceeded my expectations. The first episode of DuckTales, that was very grand. I talked about that episode and showed me the adventures that are to come, exceeding my expectations. A lot of people seem to be comparing the show with Johnny Test or Teen Titans Go, and I disagree. I would actually compare the show to The Adventures of Kid Danger, at least so far, but a better version. It's an animated addition to a franchise in which it just celebrates the characters for being the characters, as is anyway. Some may call me out on my rash statements now, but considering people generally give a show a few chances, and the first few episodes are generally said chances, you would think these episodes would put their best foot forward, putting the show in the best position possible, making it easy to be interested in more. If you wanted to see the cute kids, then here, look at this photo. That's it. Why spend time animating that? All I'm saying is, I hope we get more in the episodes to come than just cute, cute, baby, cute, baby, cute. Duncan ditches them to go off escaping the daycare because he had the map. Courtney, Izzy, Jude, Harold, and Owen have to wander until they find their way back. So now we get to this part. This part blows the eyeball scene out of the water.
We are playing a game.
Nice! What are y'all playing?
Hide and seek, but it is so hard.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Noah. You're bad at lots of things. Let's make a list. We'll put a gold star for all the things you're good at and a sad cat sticker for what you're bad at.
Stop.
Things you're good at.
Please.
Let's start with things you're bad at. That'll be easier.
Jesus, Bamboo and Christ.
And you don't always make it to the bathroom in time. Yeah, because it's kind of gross. Oh, we're out of sad cats.
Oh, lordy. I'm not implying here that there should be jokes revolving around stomping on the confidence of toddlers, but I am saying if we were to get more jokes of this caliber, that I would feel more inclined to carry the show on my shoulders and recommend it with a lot more confidence. I remember Teenage Angst being something that described this show when I talked about Total Drama Daycare in this video here, but I don't see it. It kind of reminds me of a show that would be the middleman between your average Nick Jr. show and it transitioning back into Nick, but since Cartoon Network doesn't have like a toddler programming block, basically the Teletoon variant of that.
This is really taking a chunk out of my self-confidence.
You're the loudest crier I know, huh? Yeah, let's pretend that's a good thing.
Hashtag pray for Noah in the comments, guys, please. So Duncan is close to escaping, but his plan goes awry. You would think for such a smarty pants, he'd escape on the side that doesn't have a large window to a room that Chef monitors frequently, but he isn't that smart and he gets caught. But take a look at this scene here.
Great! We're gonna die up here!
Is that pizza? Come on, guys! This way. The smell is getting stronger. We're almost... okay, I'm stuck.
Nice camera angle, because I have no freaking idea what they got stuck on. It looks like they got stuck, specifically to clog that part of the vent, specifically to fall on Chef to keep the story going. Like what happened to the spiders? We never got to see them beyond this video game-esque display. We saw it on more than one occasion, but yes, they get stuck for some odd reason, and the Uber ball falls for some odd reason, and breaks the entire daycare for some odd reason, because wackiness, comedy, mayhem, babies. So it ends with your stock cartoon one-liner, and that was Ventala. So, did Total Dramarama start off well? I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of shaky on it because it does appear that it's going to be either an above average show that you maybe put on if other shows aren't on, or like a really bad addition to Total Drama that only gathers an audience because of bright colors, nostalgia, and the baby aspect, but I guess time will tell. Anyway, what do you guys think of the show? Let me know in the comments down below. Special thanks to the patrons of August. I will read your lovely names out in the next review. Social medias and the video to place your requests for whatever episode you'd like for me to cover is in the description below. And until next time, Alpha out.